Well, welcome to my video. This is going to be a review of the Honda Africa Twin, the new 1000cc model. We're just approaching JS Gedge Honda at Pevensey Bay, who I have the pleasure of dealing with lots of times, and a great organisation, great company, great people. And there we have two Honda Africa Twins, JS Gedge Honda. Now, which one am I taking out? Looking forward to it. Keep watching. Cheers. Well, Honda Africa Twin. Nice, shiny, red one, white one. JS Gedge. A Nof or a Nza. So, yeah, looking very smart, very nice. Different editions, gold wheels, black wheels, grey bars, silver bars, gold bars. So slightly different versions, different colour handguard, different paint scheme. So looking very nice, very smart. Smaller cc engine than the Cross Tourer I'm using. Yeah, it's a mean adventure bike. These are the two sort of more road going version without the more adventure tyres, but yes, interested in watching. Right, the first one we're going to take out, if we get a chance to take them both out, so I thought I'll go for the DCT version. Andrew Gedge has given me a brief description. First impression, easy to get leg over. Obviously hasn't got top boxes of panniers. It's a lot lower than my Cross Tourer, so that's good. Start up. Lots of information there, work out what it's for later. Nice and neat, small, not too in your face. Got buttons on the side here for neutral, drive, sport, flashing, etc. So it's in neutral for the start up. That's not the start button. That is the flashing indicators. Right, there's the start button. So let's turn it off again. Right, we're in startup mode. We have neutral, drive and sports on here, so it's in neutral. Press the start button, which is a different, it's unlike the kill switch, so press that for start. Select drive, we can hear a slight clunk. Press it again, it'll go into sport. Press and hold it, you'll see it go down and change between the modes. Sport 2 we're going to try as our first one. It's going to be interesting because this lever over here is a brake, so we're going to just go without using the clutch, which is the oddball. So here we are. Yep, nice and easy. This is quite light. No traffic. Here we go. Automatic. That's quite a quick response. Extremely weird. Tried to go for the gear lever. This will all be sorted out very shortly. As per normal, the first trip out of the day to the petrol station. We're going to get some fuel, kindly supplied by JS Gedge, and we can do a run. Yeah, still looking for a higher gear, but here we are, changing automatically. We're in third gear at the moment, doing just about in the low 30s, high 30s. Right, that's the national. We just opened the throttle, and it jumped up into fourth before we got that. So that's something just to be a bit ware of. That if you want that extra kick, you might need to be in sport mode 3, or just be aware which gear you're in before you open the throttle. So we'll do a little bit more of that in a minute. Well, the filling up process is a bit like the Triumph. There's a bar in the tank. So careful on the filling up, slowly does it. So this is just the drive mode. Heading out of the garage. £10 of fuel was put in. It's registering 3 out of 5 bars, so that's fine. That must have been so quick I didn't even see it. it might look back on the film how quickly that changed up into 6th gear. And now I'm trying to accelerate, and it's just a little bit, it's not labouring because obviously it's designed to do what it's doing, but yeah, it's not rapid response. So we'll just check the mirrors at the moment. We're just a bit of brakes, slow down. The speed is deceptive. Nothing behind at the moment, so we come to a quick halt. We're in drive, we're going to pull away. We're doing 0. We're just pulling away gently, just on gentle 2, 3, 4, 5, and into 6, which is conveniently at the speed limit. So a bit slow. I didn't really had the throttle open hard. I felt I didn't want to do that. I might delay it more, but got some red lights flashing above, so take a bit of care. But I think we'll, purpose of touring and general bits and pieces, drive might be fine. They just hit the button. It's gone into S, and we're on S2 at the moment, which might be as it was left in last. So I'm opening the throttle and slightly less labouring, but it's quite a high gear going around here. I can see the blue lights as well. So let's just see what's what. Okay. On the corner. This is not nice. Let's us through. Thanks. Okay, so someone's in a ditch. There they are. In the mirrors. Not nice first thing in the morning. Anyway, settle down. Back to opening the throttle. We've got a lot more range in here, so we're holding 3rd gear quite well. You can see for the reds, obviously for the sake of the camera, all the speedo's calibrated in kilometres per hour, so so don't be drawn into the fact that it's that fast. Wink wink, nudge nudge, etc. Right, so just, it feels very light. First responses, the weight of the cross tour has decreased. You're sitting a little bit more lower, knees are a little bit more bent, arms are good, nice wide bars, very light to handle. I can't really feel any weight. It's a windy day. Very responsive. I mean, it's got new tyres and everything else. Okay, it hasn't done a lot of miles, so I haven't got the best grip on, and the road surface, as you can see, is slightly moist. So it's not chucking time around, but it feels very confident, inspiring, which is what you need in a bike. There's no point in having a bike that does everything or is so brilliant and then it doesn't give you confidence to use what it's got. So the smaller, the lighter, the neater, the bike that gives you confidence is the one that you're going to ride better, you're going to get more fun out of, and be a better rider at the same time. So this might be a bit powerful for some, but let's see. Let's give it another little crack out of the. Yes, this is Sports Mode 2. Might be a little bit aggressive for this weather, but there is traction control, which we haven't started yet. Over on this side, we have a button behind here that will flick through the. I think it's torque control. They called it, and there's 3 settings on that. That's there's the button flashed up on the dash for turning it off. Let's hold it down. There's a. We'll find out how to change the different modes. I mean, if you want all the specifications, all the technical details, etc., please visit JS Gedge's website, which will give a link to Honda UK, there's all the details there. This is just a how I feel getting on the bike for the first time, giving it a ride, this time of the year, typical conditions. So let's see what happens, and that's the point of this one. So at the moment I'm enjoying it. It's a new bike, it's a different bike. I love riding any bike, but this is quite good. It's a 1000cc twin. I'm not quite sure the exact cc, but CRF, which I've got the little 250 one. So the name of the brand is good, and Africa Twin, the name, all good. So let's just get around these couple of little bends here, and I'll have a little play with bits and pieces, so I'm not concentrating on too much at the same thing for the first time, and see what I can find and report back in a minute. Right, I've flipped it into sports mode 1, which I think is mostly gives me a little bit more throttle to twist without spinning up. I've worked out the traction control as well at the moment, so next to the gear indicator we have T and 3 bars. The 3 bar being I'm in traction control 3 at the moment. If I press the button again on this finger at the back here, you can see the bar goes down to 2, down to 1, back up to 3. So there you can flick through your traction control modes. If I hold it in, traction control off. So in this sort of weather we don't want too much, but it might be worthwhile just putting it down to 1 and see what the difference is. We're opening the throttle, and 6th gear comes up. So again, I can feel the difference. So this is Sport 1. Right, well, we put it into S3 now. We'll give that a little go. Now, obviously, once it bends, normally be lower down, so I'm having to shut the throttle. Now, I think once you get used to the bike, I would manually change down a gear or 2 just to get the entry into the corner, and then open the throttle and get ourselves out. So, I'll try that in a bit, but it's like everything else, it's all new. I did go over a little, white line or a manhole cover there, and I did feel the back give way a little bit. No traction light control coming. Too much yapping. I've got to change down manually. So entering the gear into the bend in 6th gear, and not the best. So here we've got another little bend. So we'll hit the button at the front there. So we're down into 2nd, and we can sort of accelerate through. I can feel the back kicking in a little bit as well. Here you go. Okay, well, once I get down to the gear, I can then open the throttle and carry on through. So that's a bit nicer. And normal Honda with the latest with the indicators and the horn reversed from the older models. I didn't feel any weight going around that little bend there. I'm still wanting to change gear with my left foot. Very nice. It'll take a few days to get used to, but I can see the advantage of this. I think there are some disadvantages, and I think by use you would get round of those, so you can actually control it. I can still feel the back coming out a little bit, so I'm going to change the traction control back up to number 3. Well, I found some smooth tarmac for the Honda. This is a nice quiet back lane around the back of Battle, and just give you a peaceful view. So you can sort of look at the bike, check it out. There's that puddle. I'm getting into a smoother mode now. Just settling into the bike and not looking down at the controls. Just starting to ride the bike as one would normally. Get a chance to look up and take the view in and plan a bit better. So now it's pleasant, and I must admit I'm not having to worry about which gear I'm in. Just gently poodling along. I'm not looking to whack it out the corner. I'm just looking to be smooth around the bends, and it's doing it nicely. The fact that it sort of jumped up from 4th to 5th and back to 2nd and 3rd, that's fine. But then I'm in S3, so maybe if I just continue the road in drive, or and just see what the difference is. So a quick little review, having been out for a little while on this one. 2 things: when it's in the auto mode and you're sort of going along and it's in a higher gear, and you want to open the throttle, it's best to change down gear manually, because it doesn't matter whether in drive or even in the S3, you open that throttle when you're in a higher gear, it's going to feel like it's labouring. So that's one thing. The other thing, once you do pull away though, to keep the throttle open, it doesn't matter whether you're in the drive or the sport, it holds the gear, and you can really do some acceleration. It's the trying to accelerate when in a higher gear that you will feel the labouring, and if you're just pulling away gently, it will quickly climb up the box, but with the throttle open, it will hold the gears longer, and obviously the more sporty the mode, the longer it will hold in each gear, providing you've got the throttle open. So that's that bit on the main, it's the main bit of the DCT. We've got we've got the traction control. There is a lever out the front here, which is conveniently placed that you can't actually reach it with your fingers. That's the handbrake. Haven't tried that yet, but so it's out there far enough away so you don't inadvertently make a grab it for the clutch. So I suppose that helps, having ridden a little scooter, automatic scooter, and I've just pulled the lever in and it yanked the brakes on. I thought I was changing gear with the clutch, so that's a good little feature. Mirrors are quite good on this, no problem with rear view vision. The screen, I don't hear a lot of buffeting, so that's quite good. So that seems to work well. I'd say it's light. The sound of it is good, and sounds similar to my V4 Cross Tourer. So it's a Honda. It's very similar feeling to the Cross Tourer. The Cross Tourer is the V4 1200. Got more kick, more punch. It's shaft drive and got more weight with it, but very similar in feeling. So in that respect, I'm glad I've still got the Cross Tourer. But this has got a bit more nimble and a bit lighter, so a bit more adventure-y rather than sporty toury, which is the market it's aimed for, which is a little niche. So that's all good. So we've gone through the traction control. There's lots of information. There's a select and a set button here for all the displays on the front, scrolling through the trips, the average this and the average that, so all the techie bit, not going to worry about that. Again, in the manual we've got the only other thing we haven't looked at really is the hazard warning lights down there. We then got the high beam and the low beam, horn. There we go. Typical Honda, not too bad. Yeah, so it's a nice little 1000cc. Yeah, I quite like this. It's good. Wouldn't have any problem with it. So I've got the manual to try out, and but I think once you get used to this one a little bit, just working out the way you ride and ride to it with your gear changings. So you come up to a bend and you sort of get the sort of slow down bit and pieces. It will change the gears, but if you get to a bend and you just want to then accelerate out of it, it will sort of that's where you need to drop down the gears. So that's all good. There is one more button which I've been trying to work out what it was doing. It's next to the hazard warning light. It's R and M. M I had worked out for manual. I still can't work out what the R's for. But if I press it and you look at the dash, you'll see that the DCT automatic bit has switched off, so off of the dash. So I'm now in pure manual mode. It's not doing anything. I can then change down gear with the flappy bit we saw before. I'm into third, so it will now stay in third. I can now sort of almost use the flappy bit at the back to change up. That's fine. So we're back in a manual mode without a clutch. So just a low flappy gearbox. So up and down with that. So back to the R, which I'm sure at some stage I'll work out what R means as opposed to manual. But back on the dash. So there we go. I think that covers most of the items on the bike here, so I think we just try and do a little short circuit, those couple of cars there, and just head back out onto the to the main road and try the other one. Well, thank you for watching my review, and if you've got this far, this is the DCT automatic version. So I'm about to do the manual version, so please check that video out as well. It will be a bit shorter than this one, so don't worry, because obviously this is the main review of the bike. The other one is just to change the options. So yeah, back to JS Edge. Thank you very much. All good. We'll have a quick review of how the bike, how clean the bike is kept from sort of little ride, and have a quick look through. Parking up next to the manual version, as if it hasn't been out. So yeah, that's obviously back into so there we go. Thank you very much.
Good, isn't it?
Yeah.